Well, topping news tonight at 6, a South Sioux City man is sentenced to 10 to 25 years in prison after he shot at police officers and they fired back, wounding him.
Richard Germick was sentenced this morning inside the Dakota County Courthouse in Dakota City. KTIV's Matt Hoffman was there as the judge made his ruling, noting that Germick's PTSD and honorable military service did weigh in his favor.
Richard Germick shot at first responders on July 21st, 2022 at the Autumn Park Apartments in South Sioux City. When officers returned fire, Germick was struck. After he was wheeled into court on Tuesday, he learned his fate.
The fact of the matter is that you put somebody's life at risk. And law enforcement, begins every shift understanding that the next interaction may be the last one.
Now, the judge did consider the defendant's prior military service, his honorable discharge, and PTSD he has from that service. The judge going so far as to say maybe the system failed you along the way. But ultimately, the judge ruled that any lighter of a sentence would have depreciated the seriousness of the crime. South Sioux City police officer Mitchell Conklin says shooting Germick doesn't keep him up at night, but he told the judge the scene often replays in his mind while on duty.
I do not have a specific sentencing in mind. I can say this with certainty. Richard Germick is a dangerous human being with no regard for human life. It is in my opinion that there is no room in society for an individual who had demonstrated how dangerous, cold, and uncaring they can be.
According to court documents, EMS responded to Germick's complex while he was having an alcohol overdose. But he pulled a gun on them, forcing them to leave. When police then arrived, they urged Germick to drop the gun, but he fired at officers who then returned fire themselves. In Dakota City, Nebraska, Matt Hoffman, KTIV News 4.
The judge said Germick will have to serve a mandatory 5 years in prison. That's under Nebraska's Truth in Sentencing law before he's eligible for parole. He has more than 450 days credit towards his sentence for the time he spent in jail pending sentencing.